Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday. As you are listening to the show today, it is The Valley Business Today, and it is Top of Virginia Regional Chamber's turn at the mic. We are pre-recording, but we are not pre-recording over Zoom.
We're
Danita,
sort of kind of we're together.
And thank you for inviting me to the chamber to record the show today. I appreciate it.
We're glad to see you.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
I did a lot of shows here pre-pandemic.
Yes, you did.
So what are we talking about today? Because I kind of know, and it's kind of a big deal, but give me the details again.
It's pretty exciting. Great collaboration in our community with Brad Veach and Rusty Holland. We're doing a core of the community celebration the weekend of Labor Day, and we're super excited to be working together and putting our thoughts and our ideas together and making something great for our community.
So Brad Veach is here with us. He's the executive director at the Shenandoah Apple Blossom, and Rusty Holland is here with us from Concern Hotline. Rusty's done the show before. Brad's a newbie, but I get the sense that that's not going to slow you down at all, is it, Brad?
No, it won't.
So whose original idea was it to partner together to make this grand event over Labor Day weekend?
Well, sort of what happened was separately, everybody was planning something for September, and I came to the understanding that there was going to be 3 major festivals, 3 weekends in a row at Frederick County Fairgrounds, and I just felt so bad for our community. That was too taxing on the area, that was too taxing financially and with respect to time. So I called Brad Veach and said, hey, what are you doing?
That is true.
I can just picture that phone call. What are you doing?
Yeah, they were doing something the first weekend of September. I was doing it the second, and then Harvest Festival is the third weekend. And I just really kind of felt like we can't do that. We can't do that to our community. So Brad Veach and I started working together. Rusty got pulled in, and before we knew it, we had a whole celebration planned out for the weekend, and each day is something different.
So who gets the first event? Who gets the first day?
I open up with the Valor Awards, where we honor our first responders, which we typically have in November, but trying to do everything we can outside to keep it as safe for everybody as we possibly can. Brad's like, why don't you take it up? Why don't you kick it off with Thursday? And then we pulled Rusty in for the fish fry for Friday, and then Saturday is going to be a Apple Blossom BBQ and Brews. So it's going to be fun.
I'm kind of excited. I can't wait to hear about the details that Apple Blossom is coming back in apple harvest time, which is so genius, I gotta say. So Valor Awards, let's talk about that for a second. Can people still submit nominations?
Till July the 30th, we're looking for anybody who has gone above and beyond the call of duty, and or a citizen who has helped another citizen or done something terrific. If you want to honor them, call me here at the chamber, 540-662-4118, and I can walk you through the nomination.
And then coming to the event that evening is probably one of the best warm fuzzies that you will ever get from our community.
Well, I will tell you, it is just growing and growing. So,
do you hand out tissue boxes at the entrance?
We do,
because I'm sure there's a lot of tears
on the tables. We do. Thankfully, I'll tell you this. Thankfully, there were not a lot of incidences as typical because of COVID. Not so many people were out, maybe being mischievous.
Or stupid.
Yeah. And so we don't have as many nominations at this point. Now, I always get them, of course, the last week. Everybody's like,
I forgot
rushing.
it was coming up. Or
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get more nominations. At this point, we only have them from police. We're waiting for fire, EMS, and 911. But then we came upon an opportunity to have Chris Darlington, the Chris Darlington Band. He is also a police officer. And so he's going to come play for us as a tribute to our first responders. So I'm real excited about that. So it's really going to be fun. Schaefer's Barbecue will be out to do our food from Middletown. So we're excited about that. And it's open to the public. Even if you can't come and if you want to buy a ticket for a first responder, call me here at the office or email me, whatever you want to do. And we'd love to have the community participate as much as possible. And part of the proceeds goes back to one of the agencies that has a need.
So, Rusty, you're coming into this for the fish fry on Friday for Concern Hotline. How cool is it that now you're going to be kind of the rose between two thorns, sorry guys, for this event?
I got to tell you, I was really excited when Brad reached out to me. We've been doing this event for 22 years in the community, and we've always done it the first Friday in September. So it fell on Labor Day. Thanks to Julius Caesar, it switches up. But we decided that if we were in, we were all in. And so we decided to make a decision to change our event to Labor Day Friday so we can maintain this partnership and collaboration, which I feel is, like Danita said, a marvelous opportunity for three really good organizations to show their strengths at a festival.
So how's it going to work for the fish fry? Is it going to be pretty close to what it's always been, just in a different location?
Well, I've got to give kudos out to Barbara Grove at Grove's Harley Davidson, who's hosted us for many years. And I've also got to give kudos to the community because we have grown and grown and grown. And we started out right down here on Loudon Street.
I remember.
Behind what is now the Unhiden Barber building. And there were 500 people there. Now we're talking somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500, depending on whether I count my volunteers or not. But we're really looking forward to partnering, and everything's going to be very similar. We're just going to have a lot more room, and it's going to be easier to park. That's always been one of our biggest issues, was parking. Parking's no longer an issue. We'll still offer our drive-through dinner. Drive-through will not be an issue. We're still going to have the same great meal, plus we have some new additions that I think people will be excited about that I won't bring up right now.
You know why he's not bringing him up? Because he wants me to bring him back again before September so he can announce it later. He's angling for an extra radio show.
Janet, you have 2020.
Now, were you doing drive-through pickup before the pandemic, or was that something that started and then?
Yeah. No, we started drive-through when we were on the Our Health campus. The first year was a hurricane. And
of course it was.
The traffic was backed up from Baker Lane, which is where our health campus is, where we're located, all the way down to the F&M Bank, which is now Truist, BB&T Truist. So it was 5 blocks long.
Wow.
And that showed us that we had an opportunity that we had been missing downtown. So we continued that, and we average anywhere between 300 and 500 to-go meals.
Wow.
Last year, for the drive-through only, we did a little over 1,400 meals in 4 hours. So we've got the drive-through down pretty well.
Who fixes all of this fish? I am familiar with Pancake Day and how many people it takes to fry the sausage and flip the pancakes, but that's a lot of fish to fry.
Well, I can tell you this year I ordered 1,300 pounds of fish.
What?
And I think we're going to use every fillet. We have a team of community guys that come out and fry.
Much like Pancake Day has their regular flippers.
They're there every year. They are seasoned, not to be punny, but they are covered in flour by the end of the day. They're wonderful. And I used to do all the cooking. I made all the coleslaw. We made all the sides, but when it started becoming over 1,000 people, we just decided that we needed to start pulling in local restaurants. So local restaurants fix all of our food for us. As a matter of fact, Glory Days restaurant makes the coleslaw on site in the back of a truck.
Nuh-uh.
It's amazing to watch him work. We have Sodexo, which is from Shenandoah University, Flavors by Sodexo, does our red beans and rice for us now with some wonderful donated andouille sausage from Two Fat Butchers over in Front Royal. Bonnie Blue will be cooking cookies for us. So we have that. Glory Days also does the cornbread. And we use USA produce and seafood for our fish. And
it's as local can possibly be.
Isn't that awesome?
That's my mantra is if we can't do it local, it's not worth doing. So we're always about trying to find local companies and local restaurants to partner with. And Skanks has been with us since day one. We're just very blessed that we have wonderful partners, and I think we've done a really good job with this festival over 22 years. We have our ups and downs, but when Brad reached out to me, and it kind of culminated the event for me, because I feel that we as 501c3s have been around a long time in this community, and we're probably two of the oldest 501c3s in the area. And I think that we need to work together on resources, because resources are slim and it's harder and harder to get people to support. So we want to work together to share resources, to share platforms. And then when he told me the chamber was involved, I thought, well, how does it get any better than this? So we're really blessed that we're part of this. And I look forward to having a wonderful event, and I look forward to seeing all your listeners there, Janet.
Absolutely. I'll be there. I'll give up my Labor Day weekend. I don't know that I want to fry any fish, but I'll come eat some.
I've got a big plate just for you.
Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Brad, I want to talk to you a little bit, because Rusty brings up a good point about the Apple Blossom Festival being a 501c3, because I think a lot of us locals forget that, because we see this grand event that happens every April, May, and we forget that the bottom line is you are a nonprofit. So let's talk about your role in this big event when we come back. Does that work?
Sounds great, yes.
We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We are pre-recording our conversation today in person at the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. Danita Roble is here with me. She is their Director of Event Management. Rusty Holland is with us as well. He's the Director at Concern Hotline. When we come back, we're going to talk with Brad Veach. He is the Executive Director at the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday. As you are listening to the show today, we are pre-recording in person at the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber. It is their turn at the mic for the Valley business today. And we're talking about this amazing event that is happening Labor Day weekend. And it is quite the collaboration between the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber having their Valor Awards on Thursday. Rusty Holland is here with us. He is the director of the Concern Hotline. You're having your fish fry on that Friday, and then Brad Veach is here. He is the director at the Shenandoah Apple Blossom Festival. And Brad, you guys are doing something that is quite frankly unheard of, because you're doing an Apple Blossom event in September.
We are. We looked at trying to do this last year, but due to COVID, we decided not to take the risks. And so it's exciting that we can do something in the fall. We need, as an organization, we need to look at opportunities to stay relevant year-round. And so I think a fall festival, and the board agreed, would be a great thing to do, just to maintain relevance. But going into this, it's kind of blossomed, no pun intended.
How How did we not see that coming? Yeah.
But
we got the seasoned guy over here talking.
This tremendous opportunity came before us, the conversation that we had with the chamber to collaborate, and what the festival wanted to do with this event was it was a way for us to generate more revenue as a nonprofit, but we also wanted to do something to show that the festival is out in the community doing positive things and helping other organizations. And I think that's one of the things that most folks don't realize. As a nonprofit, one of the reasons why we got our nonprofit status was because we could show how many local organizations, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the church organizations, all these groups that sell seats on the parade route. We are, in a sense, the annual fundraiser for a lot of organizations. And
you are probably to a lot of nonprofit organizations what Christmas is to a lot of retailers, quite frankly.
Yes, that is right. Yeah, I mean, selling those seats and setting up those little food booths along the parade route. And I mean, there's so many other things that a lot of nonprofits in the community do during Apple Blossom to raise money as part of their annual fundraiser. So this fall event was a way to kind of showcase something fun, maintain our relevance, and keep Apple Blossom in the minds of people, but also to partner up with some other organizations in the community to do some real good and make a big difference.
Well, and I gotta say, Frederick County Fairgrounds is having quite the moment.
Oh man!
As
Richard
someone who
is
grew
so
up
funny.
in Clearbrook,
Yeah.
and only ever thought of the fairgrounds that 1 week a year when
Right.
my uncle, who used to own the amusement company that would do the rides, we would have to work for him for free. I think he paid us maybe in funnel cakes, which could explain a lot now that I'm looking back as an adult.
It's not a bad pay.
It is having quite a moment now that it is there and available for all of you to do these outdoor, larger, expanded events.
We could not have had a festival this year without the fairgrounds.
Right.
The pandemic really created a lot of barriers, being able to do a lot of things outside, being able to spread out. It really opened our eyes as a festival because, we're kind of stuck in our ways.
Rusty alluded to this earlier about being one of the oldest nonprofits in the area. How many years have you guys been doing this?
94.
Right.
This coming year will be our 95th. So yeah, we've been around a while. We started out in tents. We used to do a lot of our dance parties and things like that, and then SU built their facility, so we moved a lot of the things indoors. And in 2021, because of the pandemic, we had to move things back outside, and it worked out really well. We were blessed with good weather that week,
Yes.
with the exception of Friday evening when the winds blew.
There's always one, and it's funny because we've learned that, okay, well, if Friday night's crappy, the rest of the weekend's going to be great.
Wait a minute. Friday night's going to be beautiful.
Well,
Friday night is gonna be-
yeah. So, well, the good thing is that means Sunday will be terrible, but nothing's happening on Sunday.
Right.
So y'all are in the clear.
Wednesday
Yeah.
and
How you
Sunday
like that?
will be
That,
Hurricane
that was a
can
nice
blow
save.
through
Wasn't
on
that a
Sunday.
nice save? Well, and I remember years ago because the weekend after Apple Blossom was always an event that the Child Parent Center. You remember the Child Parent Center used to do Doodah Day, and that used to be the thing. If Apple Blossom had great weather, then we knew that Doodah Day was going to have crappy weather, and that was kind of our gauge for the weather because even inside events, you're still so weather dependent when it comes to the carnival and the parade and the Sunday in the park.
Right.
So much of it was already done outside.
That's right. And a lot of that has to be done out there. So we were blessed with really good weather, and folks were ready to get out. We worked closely with Dr. Green and the health department to come up with our own set of rules, and it was very challenging because the governor was changing the rules on this almost on a daily basis.
Yes. Yeah.
But we persevered, and we just decided we were going to be as flexible as we could be, and we made it happen. And it was great. We had a very successful festival. It's been hard the last 6-7 years, and then you had the pandemic. The festival had not been generating money, and folks seemed to have this thing that Apple Blossom is just filthy rich, and we're not.
Well, I think
We're
those
no
of us
different.
that live here see the magnitude of the people that come to town and all of the different events,
All that
and we
costs money.
assume that we assume it always makes money. We don't ever think about the money it takes to actually make those things happen.
And then you throw in weather and other things that impact
ticket sales.
And once you get to a certain point, you can't back away. The tents have been ordered.
Paying whether they come or not.
Right.
Right. And so the last several years has been challenging, and I came on as the executive director in November of 2019, right before the
Nice.
And that was we needed to figure out how we could start to generate money.
And that was a unique position because you didn't know it really at the time, but you were already tasked with finding new ways to increase revenue or new streams of revenue. Correct. And maybe breathe some fresh air into this festival. And then you're handed this pandemic that's forcing you to do it, whether you want to do it now or in another year or two.
There is definitely a silver lining with COVID. It did make everyone associated with the festival rethink a lot of different things. And while a lot of things do need to change, we need to come up with some new ways of doing things. It's going to be hard because there is a lot of tradition.
Yeah.
There's 94 years of tradition.
You got a fine line to walk between keeping that tradition but adding in new things to the mix.
And looking at the next generation.
Yeah.
What do they think of Apple Blossom, and how do they perceve what it's going to look like?
Hey, I think a grand
exactly
feature
right.
parade with Barry Lee and me calling it would be one of the greatest things you could ever do.
I thought we were talking about us.
I'm just sliding that in there. You don't often get an audience with the guy who,
Everybody needs an ear.
So what is this fall event going to look like? What can people expect when they come?
So we've been talking about this, again, for over a year now. It's going to be called BBQ and Brews. And it's going to be just a fun day where the community can come out and enjoy some good local barbecue. We're going to actually have a amateur barbecue competition.
Coolness.
And we're really excited about that. And the word is already spreading. And there's a lot of folks who are interested in competing. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have live music. We're going to have a tailgate area. First day of college football, or the first official weekend of college football. We'll have televisions with some of the games going on. We're going to have some fun outdoor games. We're going to use a huge tent that we're all going to be sharing for each of our events. So it'll be the same size tent as the ones that we had at the fairgrounds for the Apple Blossom Festival. Just enormous and very, very visual. I mean, you're driving down 81 and it's like this.
You're going to see it.
Yeah, mess. You're like, what is going on over
Well,
there?
and that goes back to, again, while it's great that you guys can come together and collaborate on this event and bring together your organizations, at the same time, those tents are not in any way, shape, or form cheap to rent for a day or even a weekend. So the fact that you can do that and then split it 3 ways makes a huge impact on your budgets.
Sure. Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
I mean, hopefully it's going to, be able, Rusty and I were looking at, all the different types of tents and talking about what they normally spend. And, hopefully when it's all said and done, some extra money will stay in their pocket. Mm-hmm. So I think that our piece of the BBQ and Brews, we were looking at doing a Saturday, Sunday, Monday event. We decided this year, it's a first year event. Let's just focus in on Saturday. Let's do it well. Let's make sure that the community is going to support it, which I think that they will, and just build upon it from that point. We've got fish on one day. We're honoring our first responders. We're having barbecue on another day. I really kind of see this maybe even eventually turning into some type of a foodie festival.
Oh, that would be cool.
Which would be kind of cool.
Will you have live music at your event?
We will. Yeah, we'll have some live music up on the stage at the fairground. That's another thing that saves us money. You don't have to
Oh my
rent a
gosh, that
stage.
stage is
Yeah.
awesome. And that was one of the things that really drove us to make this decision, Brad, was the stage. We bring junk food from the Northern Virginia area out this year, and when they heard that we had a stage with a cover and they didn't have to worry about a tent and a small stage, they were really excited too. So that stage is a huge issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an asset. Definitely.
And talk about collaboration. Each of the people that are involved with helping out each of these organizations are so generous to want to be a part of it and to give some breaks where they can give some breaks just to be part of it. It just continues the collaboration. We have such a great region and community. We are all really so blessed.
Well, and Cynthia talks about that a lot when she and I have done radio shows in the past about the collaboration and how it breeds more collaboration.
Absolutely.
Because people want to be a part of things that other people are already a part of. So it gets you in on that ground level with people that maybe you at the Apple Blossom Festival wouldn't have had access to, but Rusty does, or you at the Chamber have access to, but Rusty doesn't. And then suddenly now you've got triple the amount of people that want to support you and do things for you.
I'm so grateful Brad's at Shenandoah Apple Blossom now, because he's brought a whole new freshness to the whole entire organization, and I just feel proud to even be working with him. So
wow.
Oh, yeah. See, and me too, Danita. Let me tell you about this float that's coming down the road right now. I think that Brad Veach on this float is a magnificent sight.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we should get a little deep before we wrap up.
Bigger and
Yeah,
bigger.
we all propped our feet up and everything. So, Danita, tell me when this event is and where, and give me like the broad details for everything.
Frederick County Fairgrounds. It starts September 2nd, Thursday, September 2nd, with the Valor Awards. Friday is September 3rd, will be Concern Hotline, and then Saturday will be the Apple Blossom Festival. We are the core of the community.
Awesome. And I'm looking forward to the whole weekend. I will put links to all of this. Volunteers. I know you guys are going to need volunteers. You're going to need sponsors. I'll put information.
We're trying to do a mic drop, but
and
it's
it
just
doesn't
not
work on
working.
radio. It doesn't work on radio. And it
We're
doesn't
ready to end it right there.
it doesn't work when your mics are attached to tongue depressors either. So that's a whole nother thing. I will be back tomorrow. I will have a brand new episode of The Valley Today ready to go for you. Sitting here in this moment, I have no idea who it is. So you'll just have to wait tomorrow at noon and find out.